All right, attention all you parents. Ready to pull your hair out yet? Our Nanny on Demand is just what you need. Well, each week here on Raising America, we are going to answer your burning parenting questions with the help of our Nanny on Demand. And this week, we have one of the best. We are bringing back Helen Moon, an infant specialist, author, and most notably, a celebrity nanny who has taken care of some famous little ones, including Elton John's kids. Helen, great to see you.
Hi, Kira. How are you?
Well, before we get to answering these questions, we've got to ask you, what's it like being a celebrity nanny? Do you feel like there's more pressure because you're caring for famous babies?
There's definitely a little more pressure. You have to be a bit more aware of who's around you and who's watching, especially when their pictures are out there and people know who you're taking care of. But for the most part, it's the same. The children are children, and they're a lot of fun to work with anyway.
Well, you have a fabulous reputation, which is why we want to get right to you, helping some of our struggling families. Let's get first to this first question about this dad pleading with his kids to get off the iPads. Let's get your input.
Okay, guys, it's time to stop playing. We got to start with the homework.
Just 5 more minutes. I just got on this game.
You've been on that game for the last 20 minutes. It's time to put that down, and it's time to start working on your homework.
5 more minutes.
Those kids sound like they're in control, telling the dad how long they need.
They are in control there. The bottom line here is that they don't get the iPad until the homework's done. That's the best solution.
End of story.
Make them do their homework first. Exactly. End of story. You're the parent. You're in control. Make them do their homework first.
All right. Let's take another question. This one is actually a tweet from Laura B. She says, "How do I get my 3-year-old to stay in her own bed at night?"
Well, there's a couple of different ways of doing this. The best thing for me is to do a reward chart. They get a reward for going to bed, and they get a reward for staying in bed. A simple little star, and after 2 or 3 days, if they've stayed in bed, they get a little treat. And it can be something really simple, like a cookie, anything that they would like to have. But, quick, simple rewards are the best way to go with little ones.
Let me ask you something.
And it will make a world of difference.
Well, you mentioned a quick reward, and you said maybe a cookie or something. I have this thing about not giving my kids sweets yet. They're almost 2, and I have in my mind, okay, if I don't give them sweets now, then they're not going to like it, and hopefully it'll just be when they're old enough to understand what it is. Is that a good idea?
They're always going to be curious about it because other children are always going to have cookies. You can find healthy alternatives. You can find cookies that aren't loaded with sugar. There's like little animal crackers that have less sugar than normal cookies. So it doesn't have to be a sugar-filled cookie. It doesn't have to be a cookie. It's just a simple thing to give them. But it's finding a little treat that they would like to have. I knew a family that used to give their little boy a little tiny car because he was obsessed with cars, and he slept through the night within 2 or 3 nights because he knew he was going to get a car, and that's just another simple little treat. So Helen? It doesn't have to be a cookie, it could be anything.